America, a nation built on ideals of freedom and equality. Yet too often we see those ideals marred by the ugly reality of hate. The case of Esmeralda Upton serves as a stark reminder of this ongoing struggle. Upton's conviction for a hate crime stemming from a racially motivated attack sent shockwaves through the nation. Her actions, captured on video, revealed the deep-seated prejudices that still plague our society. In August 2022, Upton, a white woman, was filmed physically and verbally assaulting a group of South Asian women in a Plano, Texas restaurant parking lot. The video, which quickly went viral, showed Upton yelling racial slurs and physically attacking the women while making derogatory comments about their ethnicity. "Go back to India," she screamed. "You Indians are ruining this country." The victims, visibly shaken and traumatized, tried to defend themselves while recording the encounter. Their courage in documenting the assault proved crucial in bringing Upton to justice. The incident sparked outrage and fear within the South Asian community and beyond, highlighting the vulnerability of minority groups to such hateful attacks. The attack on these women was not an isolated incident. It was a harsh reminder of the persistent threat of hate-driven violence that continues to plague America. The question remains, how do we move forward as a nation to prevent such horrific acts from happening again? The video footage of the assault is difficult to watch. It is a raw and disturbing display of racial hatred. Upton's anger is palpable. Her words are laced with venom. She spits out racial slurs as if they are everyday language. She shoves one of the women, her face contorted in a mask of rage. The victims, caught off guard, plead with her to stop. They try to reason with her, to explain that they are American citizens, just like her. But their pleas fall on deaf ears. Upton's actions are not just an attack on these four women. They are an attack on an entire community. They are a reminder that for all our talk of progress, racism is alive and well in America. The incident sent shockwaves through the South Asian community in Plano and across the nation. Many expressed fear and anger, feeling vulnerable and targeted. The attack also sparked a conversation about the insidious nature of casual racism. Many pointed out that such incidents, while shocking, are not uncommon. They are a symptom of a society where prejudice and discrimination often go unchecked. The trial of Esmeralda Upton was closely watched, a public reckoning with the consequences of hate. The prosecution presented a compelling case, relying heavily on the video evidence and the testimonies of the victims. The defense argued that Upton's actions, while reprehensible, did not constitute a hate crime, claiming she was intoxicated and not in control of her actions. However, the jury ultimately sided with the prosecution. In February 2023, Upton was found guilty of several charges, including assault and battery, and most significantly, a hate crime. The verdict was hailed as a victory for the victims and a powerful message against hate. The judge, during sentencing, addressed Upton directly. He spoke of the lasting impact of her actions on the victims and the community. He stressed the need for accountability and the importance of sending a clear message that hate crimes will not be tolerated. Upton was sentenced to 500 days in jail and 10 years of probation. While the sentence provided some measure of justice, it could not erase the trauma inflicted on the victims or fully address the underlying issues of racism and bigotry that fueled the attack. Hate crimes in America, a growing threat. The Southern Poverty Law Center has reported a disturbing rise in hate groups and hate crimes in recent years. Experts attribute this disturbing trend to a number of factors, including inflammatory political rhetoric, the normalization of prejudice, and the proliferation of hate speech online. From verbal harassment to physical violence, hate crimes target individuals and communities based on their race, ethnicity, religion, sexual orientation, or gender identity. These acts of hate not only inflict physical and emotional harm, but also tear at the fabric of our society, creating fear, division, and mistrust. Law enforcement agencies across the country are grappling with how to combat this growing menace. Many are implementing bias training programs, strengthening community outreach efforts, and prioritizing hate crime investigations. However, addressing the root causes of hate requires a multifaceted approach that goes beyond law enforcement. It demands a collective effort from educators, community leaders, policymakers, and individuals to challenge prejudice, promote understanding, and create a culture of inclusivity where everyone feels safe and respected. The long road to healing justice, reconciliation, and community response. The aftermath of the attack saw an outpouring of support for the victims. The South Asian community in Plano and beyond rallied around the women, offering words of comfort, financial assistance, and a platform to share their stories. The incident also sparked a broader conversation about race relations and the importance of combating hate. Community dialogues were organized, bringing together people of different backgrounds to engage in open and honest conversations about prejudice, discrimination, and the need for understanding. Interfaith groups and community organizations joined hands to promote tolerance and build bridges of communication. The victims, in their public statements, expressed gratitude for the support they received. They spoke about the importance of turning this negative experience into a catalyst for positive change. Their resilience and determination to reclaim their sense of safety and belonging resonated deeply with many. The healing process is ongoing both for the victims and the community. It requires a sustained commitment to addressing the underlying issues of racism and bigotry that made such an attack possible in the first place. Reflections on justice, moving towards a more inclusive future. The conviction of Esmeralda Upton serves as a powerful reminder that hate has consequences. It is a stark illustration of the damage that prejudice and bigotry can inflict on individuals, communities, and society as a whole. Yet it also highlights the importance of accountability, the power of unity, and the possibility of healing. The road to a more just and equitable society is long and arduous. It requires us to confront uncomfortable truths about ourselves and our history. It demands that we challenge our own biases, speak out against injustice, and stand in solidarity with those who are marginalized and oppressed. We must strive to create a world where diversity is celebrated, where differences are respected, and where everyone feels a sense of belonging. It is a world where hate is not tolerated, where understanding prevails over ignorance, and where justice is a reality for all.